Hey guys, hopefully making the third and final fender flare video for the KRX. Before I go any further, click like and subscribe. I know everybody's tired of hearing that. I know people are like rolling their eyes like, oh my god. But everybody that has a YouTube channel, it is important that you get subscribers. It helps us out. It lets us know we're not wasting our time. And it motivates us to keep making them and get good information out to you guys. But yes, this is our third fender flare review. Everybody that has a KRX knows that if you don't have fender flares, it sucks. I'm not even including the Kawasaki factory flares because they are like gigantic. They're $500. That sucks. I'm not paying $500 for something we're going to rip off. And back to the ripping off thing, they actually bolt on and replace the factory flares. And I don't want to rip a whole fender off. I'd rather just rip a flare off. So I'm not even counting those. But we did the AJs, the Rock Blocks, and now the Spike Powersports. AJs, we did that review first. They are easy to put on. They're more affordable than the Rock Blocks. But main complaint with those, a few things. They stop here. They don't have this front piece, which is important, and I'll cover that later. And then they don't have the rear piece back here, which I will also cover later. Neither the Rock Blocks or the AJs have this piece here on the front, which doesn't seem like it'd make a big difference, but I'll take all the coverage I can get. So AJ's a super nice guy. I've talked to him multiple occasions. Great dude, more affordable than Rock Blocks, and if I had to pick between the AJs or the Rock Blocks, it'd be the AJs. Moving on to the Rock Blocks, we got those because they offered this front piece here, which makes a big difference with water flying up onto your windshield. And the Rock Blocks look cool because they had a detachable fender flare, which in theory is a really good idea, but the bad thing about it is, especially if you're running bigger tires or something like that, under extreme articulation, your tire can get into where the little bolts are for the detachable bottom mud flap and rip them out. And the only reason I know that is because we did it. But a couple things about the Rock Blocks: they don't have this lower piece. They are mounted extremely stiff, which is normally a really, really good thing, but not when you hit trees and rocks and banks and everything like we do. I mean, we just hit stuff. It is what it is. You don't ride hard and not hit stuff. But they were mounted so stiff that instead of the flare bending or flexing or pulling the flare off, which I would much rather happen, it is actually crinkled. You can see my body down there looks like a piece of bacon. And it's because those flares were so stiff, I would literally hit stuff and it would just crinkle the whole thing. And you can even see I hadn't even put that back in yet. That bolt hole popped out. And so one of the other things about the Rock Blocks, I know the light sucks under here, but so your factory lip is on the top right there. The Rock Blocks extended past it, and it made this big cavity that mud and rocks and just all kinds of stuff, trail junk, would get stuck in there, and you can never wash it out, and then you're under there for like 20 minutes with a pressure washer and you still can get everything, and not a fan of that. So not too long ago, a customer's rig came in here and they had the spikes on there, and I saw them and I was like, I'd never even paid attention to these because I thought we had the fender flare thing figured out. And coincidentally, we already had their windshield, which is awesome. So we started looking into them and fell in love with them. There is no hardware other than push pins. There's no L brackets. There's no bolts. There's no screws or brackets or anything. It's literally just push pins. The flares are pre-drilled, so you line them up with the factory holes, put the provided push pins in there. Then you just hold the flare up on the edge of the fender, drill your hole, your 5/16 hole, and pop the push pin in, and you're done. It's not the fastest process, but it's definitely not like the Rock Blocks that will make you question your mechanical ability when you're installing them. But the biggest benefits of these things are the front sticks out about 3-4 inches farther than the Rock Blocks do. Doesn't seem like a big deal, but perfect example. You're in West Virginia. It's not even really muddy outside, but there's always going to be those disgusting black water holes. You hit the water, it splashes up, and you drive right into it. That sucks. Got to keep your windshield clean, especially when it's cooler outside. You can't not run a windshield when it's cooler and moisture's flying in your face. So that's one of the issues with it. I think I covered the lower mud flap on the Rock Blocks, how it's kind of clumsy. It's got thumb screws, which seems like a good idea, but they fall off. We lost tons of them and ended up having to just bolt them on there, and they hang really low and they kind of flop around. Not a fan of them. These are actually molded backwards, so when you put them in, they bend backwards, And they even clear the stupid, ridiculously designed Kawasaki tree kickers. You can see right there, they're just right up on them, so it's perfect. On the rear, they stick out just as far as any of the other guys do. They have the extended piece off the back and even have this little downturn on it, which is pretty cool. Don't know if it serves a purpose or not, but it's pretty cool. You can see I've got my holes there from when I had the other company's flares. You had to drill, but no big deal. We beat it against trees anyway. And then the other thing I said, it's you don't have to, it doesn't have that big lip that hangs past the inner fender. And then this cool thing hangs down here. If you don't have these dumb Kawasaki tree kickers, they actually extend all the way down to the bottom of the front of the rear inner fender. We had to trim it because of these Kawasaki tree kickers. I've seen some of my customers that had these like cut a hole in it and then a slit and then slipped it over it, but we just said screw it, we'll chop it off there. And it's still more coverage than either of the other ones run, because like I said, all the other ones stop at that crease and these actually extend down. So may not be much, but it's something. But either way, guys, like I said, we fell in love with these things. We knew Spike was a good company because of the quick release windshield we run, and they're actually the most affordable too. If you go to our website, rightcoastoffroad.com, we can get you a set of these flares if you're in the US for less than $200 shipped. It's kind of a no-brainer. Most affordable, most coverage, no extra hardware. It seems like a no-brainer, so that's what we're running, and we didn't want to sell anything that we don't run and enjoy. So yeah, that's it, guys. Hopefully that's the last fender flare video we ever have to do for this thing. But as always, we try to try different stuff and keep moving forward and finding the best product. So who knows, maybe we'll do another one. Don't think we're dead set on anything we say at the moment, because if a better product comes out, we're going to try it. That's just how we are, and hopefully how we'll always be. I don't want to get cornered into a hole and say, oh, I run these only because we sell them. No, if something better comes out, we'll give them a shot. But yeah, most affordable for all four flares, not just two in the front, all four. Most coverage, and not quite the easiest like the AJs, but very, very close. So check them out. Leave some comments if you guys have any differing opinions, or even if you don't. But I'll put a link to our website with these flares in the description. They're in stock. They're shipping super fast. And thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day.